Let's just talk about a spiritual quote, non-biblical, but a spiritual quote from C.S. Lewis tonight on the 305th consecutive night of doing these videos. C.S. Lewis says, aim at heaven and you'll get earth thrown in. Aim at earth and you'll get neither. So if you aim your sights and you aim your intention and your focus on the heavenly, the spiritual realm, he's saying you will get the joy of earthly things thrown in. But if you aim your doings and your intentions and your energy just at earthly things, you will neither get heaven or earthly joy. So how, again, this makes me think about how should we orient our energy? Because it is true that if we actually are living of the Spirit and we are truly being a vessel for Christ and thinking about our souls beyond this earth, it certainly doesn't mean that you're going to always get good luck or that you're going to live to be 100. It doesn't mean any of that, but it means that your perspective will absolutely be pure, will be joyful amidst your journey throughout this life if you orient that towards the heavenly realm. I also believe that the decisions that you make in this earthly life will be those in which will at least maximize your chances to have a really beautiful and full life. I'm so blessed to be able to have a wonderful, just jewel of a wife, to be able to have multiple beautiful children, to be able to have just a happy and solid and steady home, to be able to teach and love intentionally every day. So that right there, stepping into this season, I'm 30 now, stepping into the last 5 years of becoming a husband, becoming a father, and doing that really intentionally to carry out what I feel like God has given purpose in my life to do. Like, living that way absolutely brings me so much earthly joy. If I were to live in a very individualistic fashion and not spread love and to not be intentional with the calling that I know deep down God's given in my life, I could be out running around chasing the wind. I could be in the fast lane just trying to make a bunch of money, just doing all these things to be self-serving. And some people think that brings them joy. I can't imagine that it would for anyone long term. But again, what that C.S. Lewis quote's getting at, in my opinion, I think can be interpreted different ways. But yeah, you might be out chasing individualistic, like non-godly purpose things in this life. And you might think, oh, I'm in the fast lane, this is great. All for it to fall flat, all for it not to be built to last when you are aging, when you go from adult to later in life to on your deathbed, things that don't age well. And when you actually aim for that heavenly realm, you can live a joyful and purpose-filled, kingdom-building life. So if you aim at the heavenly realm, you're going to get that earthly stuff thrown in. If you just aim to chase the wind, living of the earth, you're not going to get anything built to last on this earth, and you're certainly not going to get anything built to last in the spiritual and eternal world. I get the temptation. I get it. I get the reason why people get manipulated or on this earthly trend to just chase the wind, live in the fast lane, to accumulate for themselves. And if you're not living of the spiritual realm, if you're not living of God, it's never going to be built to last. And I've been in previous seasons like that, and I can guarantee you it's not built to last. So again, if you're aiming towards the heavenly realm, you're going to get earthly joy thrown in. If you're aiming just of the earth, you're going to get neither. So many times I've referenced biblical text about living in the world. We are called to live in the world, but not of the world. And that's just been on my heart so deeply throughout this series, many different times, is how can I live my life where I am living in the world. I'm being a good brother, a good husband, a good father, a good son, a good leader in the community, for my family, for work, all these things, but I'm not living of it. I'm not living for immediate gratification or being a bad example or pointing people away from Christ, but I'm doing the opposite. I'm living in a quiet but impactful life that points people to Jesus every single day. Let's continue to aim for that spiritual realm and see all the joy downstream that brings. Day 305.